Okay, so this is Alice. Here we go.
You wait for the heartache, you wait for the heartache coming to get you. You're so scared of failure, you're so scared to fail that you fail to live true. But you've been a good girl, hey, you've been so good, tell me now, haven't you? So what about you, love? Go get what you want, you deserve to fuck up too. And life is gonna beat you, and love is gonna trick you, but you will find your baby. And no, I can't protect you, but I'll be there to catch you, and you will find your baby. And oh, Alice, you don't need to worry, 'cause one day you'll find home. One day you'll find home. And oh, Alice, you don't need to worry. And oh, Alice, oh, Alice, oh, Alice. So put down your elbows and up with your feet right on the table. And tell me the bad thoughts that you're holding in, just swear like a sailor. 'Cause you've been a good girl, and you've been so good, and tell me now, haven't you? So what about you, love? Go get what you want, you deserve to fuck up too. And life is gonna beat you, and love is gonna trick you, but you will find your baby. And no, I can't protect you, but I'll be there to catch you, and you will find your baby. And oh, Alice, you don't need to worry, 'cause one day you'll find home. One day you'll find home. And oh, Alice, you don't need to worry. And oh, Alice, oh, Alice, oh, Alice. When everything's hurting, I'll keep you safe. I'll be an ocean when tears run down your face. When everything's changing, I'll show you the way. I'll be an ocean when tears run down your face. And oh, Alice, you don't need to worry, 'cause one day you'll find home. One day you'll find home. We live together in a big house. Find a place that's far out. And oh, Alice, oh, Alice, oh, Alice. And oh, Alice, oh, Alice. Two counts as family.
Thank you so much. Okay, so next song. Okay.
I signed the papers for a lifelong lease. I rent the earth where I stand and the air I breathe. Then you forget that deal you made with God, while busy finding yourself being young, being dumb and in love. It's all too easy, and you're easily bored. Never once has it crossed your mind that life's too short. there's a third person walking behind us. A tap on the back and it's there to remind us life is a blink of an eye till you ain't no more. So I stand back and I watch us fall as we break everything inside these hotel walls. And love's for rent and it called us out. So I hand back the key as the doorman bows. They greet you welcome with roses and champagne. And when you walk through the lobby, they'll know your name. But oh, beautiful things comes with edges and thorns. And the body you brought is starting to look kind of worn. So I stand back and I watch us fall as we break everything inside these hotel walls. Love's for rent and it called us out. So I hand back the key as the doorman bows. So I stand back and I watch us fall as we break everything inside these hotel walls. And love's for rent and he called us out. So I hand back the key as the doorman bows.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Cool. Okay. 1, 2.
And I've been keeping secrets from you, dear. There's things in me I'm scared that you might fear. It crackles in the ground. And you've been coming closer to the edge, wondering what goes on in my head. And so I shut you out. And I guess that we don't mean to be falling apart, but you will always have a special place in my heart. I never wanted this to end. Can you forgive me, friend? 'Cause I fell in the hole, in the hole, in the hole. My heart was turning cold, turning cold, turning cold. I never wanted this to end. Can you forgive me, friend? And I promised you that we would never change, that you and me would always stay the same. How I let you down. And I guess that we don't mean to be falling apart, but you will always have a special place in my heart. I never wanted this to end. Can you forgive me, friend? 'Cause I fell in the hole, in the hole, in the hole. My heart was turning cold, turning cold, turning cold. I never wanted this to end. Can you forgive me, friend? Can you forgive me, friend? Can you forgive me, friend, for breaking us apart? 'Cause in the end, I didn't want this to end. that we don't mean to be falling apart, but you will always have a special place in my heart. I never wanted this to end. Can you forgive me, friend? 'Cause I fell in the hole, in the hole, in the hole. My heart was turning cold, turning cold, turning cold. I never wanted this to end. Can you forgive me, friend?
Thank you.
Welcome to a KFOG Studio Session brought to you by Marin General Hospitals, which is super cool, and very stoked to have Smith and Thell right in front of my face.
We're so happy to be here.
Yeah, we got David, Maria, and Jonas way over there. Yeah, and I gotta say, you guys are like the most comfortable looking band I think I've ever seen.
Really?
You guys just look so cozy. You have like the silk thing on, you got that kind of casual jean jacket over there, and David's kind of got his shirt unbuttoned. You guys look so comfortable.
We're so jet lagged. That's why.
Is that what it is? There's a 9-hour difference between San Francisco and from where you guys are from, Sweden.
Yeah.
So right now it's like, I don't know, it's like 3 days from now? Yeah. A week.
We don't even know anymore.
Yeah. Does it matter? I mean, you know, like how do you guys kind of keep a foot on the ground in reality, or is it just all a blur for you guys?
We just get used to it. We decided to get used to it, and it's all just you live in a blur.
Yeah.
And that's fine. It can be kind of nice.
Maria's like, life is a blur. And
like a little bit drunk feeling all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, I want to talk a little bit about Sweden and where you're from, and
Okay.
I want you to take me back, because a lot of people watching this are just getting to know you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I know that the band has its roots in a rock club, and you guys might not realize this. I wouldn't classify you guys as a loud band, but every monitor here on stage is up to 10. While these guys are warming up, they're like, more on the monitor, more on the monitor. I was talking to the sound guys, like, it can't go any louder.
Crank it up. 11.
Yeah.
11.
So you have some kind of, like rock and roll roots. Tell me a little bit about that.
I mean, my brother, he taught me to play guitar, and he listened to all the like rock and roll bands like Nirvana and Pearl Jam and all
There's
that.
always a brother that's like at the time a bad influence.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, like, stay away from your sister, you're corrupting her. But always the story always ends up great.
I was like, corrupt me, like teach me to play guitar, and so that's where it started, and never wanted to do anything else ever since.
Yeah.
I was 11 back then.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
You were like his musical science experiment.
Yeah. Let's see where this goes.
Yeah. That's awesome. And were you in like a high school cover band? I mean, did you play like out in a band when you were starting out, or?
My first band, it was called Nipple Garden.
Nipple Garden. I'm trademarking that right now.
It was a punk rock band with only girls.
I would have never guessed.
No.
Yeah.
And
was it originals?
What?
Was it like original songs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And was it a theme band? Was it all based around the nipple, or was it?
No, it's just a direct translation of Voltgolf in Swedish.
What is that?
It's the area around the nipple.
Oh, the areola.
Yes.
Yeah, it's okay. We're adults. We can talk about this stuff. I mean, Sweden's very open.
I shouldn't say this.
We're in San Francisco.
I'm a mess at the moment. Okay.
Oh, I get it. Okay, so the nipple garden is the area around the nipple.
It's a direct translation. And
Interview's
we just
over. That is awesome.
Yeah.
So you were a punk rocker. Did you have like multicolored hair? Any mohawks growing up?
No, not really. But
No.
a little bit of a shave on the side.
Yeah, that's cool. Any like tattoos at a party with like the ink and the.
I have one drunk tattoo in my ear.
In your ear?
Yeah, it's a moon.
Okay.
My friend did it on me.
I have a lot of tattoos. That seems like a really painful place to get like your first random at-home tattoo.
Stuff happens.
Maria, explain
in my life.
You gotta explain this to me. I mean, take me back to that party or that whatever you guys do in Sweden, where someone's there with like a tattoo needle and is like, "Yo, Maria, come on, let me get you a tattoo," and you're like, how about a moon? Like, okay, I can do that in my ear. Like, explain this to me. This is awesome.
Like, okay, so the party was me and my friend.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Those are the best ones.
And she's like, I need to put a tattoo on you because you don't have any tattoos and you have to become cool. And I was like, give me whiskey and let's go. And then we just went for it. And she did the stick and poke. So
I still wish I could invent a time machine and like time travel back to know the teenage you. That's awesome.
This was a year ago.
Okay.
I'm 28.
This was last year.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Wow. I'm learning so much about you guys. I'm learning so much about Sweden. I was talking to David earlier. He was telling me that you guys actually have a Westeros.
Yeah.
And you've been there, right?
We play there.
Yeah, we played in Westeros.
Has Game of Thrones like ruined that town?
Yeah.
Like,
no, but they love it. I mean, everybody's like, the tourism is like going skyrocketing.
Yeah. Are you guys into that show? Is that like a global
100%.
thing? 100%?
I think you're watching it now, right?
Season 6.
Season 6, so we can't talk about it.
Oh my God.
Oh man, can't talk about the ending.
No.
Maria, ignore us. David, do you agree? You know, the last 2 episodes,
Yes.
I don't think they really needed that last episode.
Don't say stuff.
I didn't like the direction the last season took. I don't think anyone did.
I'm like upset for real.
Who did? let's change the subject.
Yeah. Let's get back to the band,
Okay.
right? Smith and Thell. I see Victor's not here.
Yeah.
Is he okay? I mean, I'm assuming he's all right.
Yeah, he's definitely super okay. He's back home working on the album. It's a lot of stuff going on. We just FaceTime with him. And he's finishing Hotel Walls at the moment.
Okay, that's exciting news. People like to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you FaceTime him, is that just like to make sure he's not goofing off, to make sure he's on task, or is he kind of like the dude in the band that's just like hyper focused on, you know, all the?
I mean, he does all the productions, so
he's
and
a
now we
tweaker.
got to get that going, so we can release it. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I can see you guys. I can see you're excited about that. Just the way you're answering, you're like, we want to bring this music to life.
Yes.
So that's exciting. Yeah.
But it's like the touring and the writing and the produce, like now when stuff is moving so fast, like you have to get some shortcuts. I'm here and he's in Sweden, so
that's okay. You guys are getting it done. That's there's nothing wrong with that. The EP Telephone Wires. I think that's probably one of the more interesting EP names. That like when I first thought about Telephone Wires, I'm like it's like 2018. Like what? A lot of people don't even know what telephone wires are because everything's like this now. Everything's satellite. Like, you know, if you talk to a child and you're like, telephone wires, you're like, what is that? So tell me a little bit about that. What, like, you know, was that does that have anything to do with it? Is it a technological observation that telephone wires will be obsolete? Does that have anything?
I mean, we wrote the lyrics after a like trip up in the hills in Los Angeles because there's a lot of telephone wires in Los Angeles.
Yes.
Like they swirl like all over the mountains in the city, and the thought just hit me that we're so connected. Like you could talk to anybody, but there are some people that are really hard to talk to still.
Yeah.
So like the lyrics are all about the wires like swirling into people's rooms, and like you could get in touch, but sometimes it's so hard to say like the words.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, or I love you, or
that seems to be kind of a theme. And you know, when I listen to your music, it's kind of one of those things like let's talk about, you know, Forgive Me Friend. You know, it's like one of those songs you hear, like, oh, that sounds good, and then you start kind of listening to lyrics and you're like, huh?
That's sad.
And then you're kind of like, you know, you have like a little tear in your eye, like, I'm not crying, you're crying. You know, it's like those moments where you're like, geez, like, you know, you seem to kind of approach these topics that, you know, people know about and acknowledge, but really never talk about or think about. And forgiveness is definitely one of those.
Well, thanks.
So tell me, is that like a direct person, or is that just kind of a general thing where you think there needs to be more forgiveness? Is there some kind of thing going on within the band that you've never said you're sorry? I think this would be a good moment to clear the air.
Now we're talking. No, but I mean, me and Victor, we've been working a lot. I mean, we have a songwriting career as well, and we've been writing songs for other artists. Like we've been grinding since we were like 21, and we're like 28 now. Just writing, working, traveling. And there were some relationships that kind of got forgotten on the way. So the song is about that.
It's about saying you're sorry.
Yeah.
I know, like, I listen to that song and I start thinking about all the people I should say I'm sorry to, and then I just start feeling so depressed, and then I'm just like, God.
Are there many?
Absolutely.
I have like 2. How many do you have?
Man. I mean, you know, the more you think about it, the more you kind of remember horrible things that you've done to people. You realize what a horrible person
man.
you are. Yeah, you're a bad man. I'm a bad man, Maria.
Bad man.
You know, it's like, God, you know, I don't think of myself that way, but your songs make someone kind of pause and reflect on that. So thank you. Thanks for making me feel horrible about myself. No, but there's a great quality to it, I think, and I think it's an important thing because, like you were talking about telephone wires, you know, to find the words to kind of repair relationships, I think is important. I think that's something the world could use right now. So,
like telephone wires and Forgive Me Friend, they have a lot to do with each other.
Yeah,
like you could like read the lyrics for Telephone Wires and then read the lyrics for Forgive Me Friend, and they would make a lot of sense.
If you haven't done that, do that now. It's a little inside tip.
Yes.
And then I know your other song that you played a little bit ago, Alice, is actually about your sister.
Yeah.
And tell me a little about that relationship. I mean, that's got to be the coolest thing to kind of immortalize your relationship with a family member in a song. So can you tell me a little bit about that?
I mean, me and my sister, we had a special upbringing. We lost our parents when I was 14 and she was 11. So it's only like been us two. And it was about time that she got the song that she deserves. Yeah. Because I love her so much, and like she's the only person in my life that I like. You know, she's the diamond in my life. So
that is awesome. Yeah. First of all, I'm sorry to hear about that loss. That's definitely probably I can't really imagine anything more tragic to go through as a child. You know, and the impact that must have on you to this day has to be just astronomical. So kind of what a
fuck me up. I'm doing moons in my ears.
Yeah, that's okay.
Rock and roll.
That's I'm sure. I don't know. I'm sure that if they were here, they'd be very proud of you.
Yeah, thanks.
Absolutely. And I'm sure after going through something like that, anything that gets thrown your way is, small measure.
Kind of.
Yeah. I feel like giving you guys a hug, man. This is getting intense all of a sudden. It's like, God, I'm starting to get all emotional.
But like music is medicine, and that's why I started writing.
Yeah.
Just get it all out of the system. If I wouldn't write music, I would probably be a drug addict on the street or something.
Yeah.
So like I'm so thankful that I have the music.
Well, music is so powerful, and I think one of the great things, not just as a songwriter or a singer, is that it's that outlet for you to kind of deal with life's emotions. And we all know life can be so overwhelming at times. Things happen in life that we can't comprehend, and writing music, expressing yourself is such a great way to kind of get those feelings out there. But the thing I love about music is I have no musical talent whatsoever, but I can hear one of your songs, and it can kind of ignite a part in my mind and help me work through things. So I mean, I think that's got to make you feel good that whatever the source of that kind of inspiration is, or that kind of emotion, that there's a whole other side of people that you're affecting, and even if it is heavy stuff, and I think that's okay. You know what I mean? I think that that there's enough pop songs in the world. There's enough songs about shaking your butt and twerking, and all that. There's enough of that. So I mean, I think it's awesome that there's something that has a little bit more substance to it.
Yeah, we usually say that if we don't have anything to write about, we don't write. So.
Is that true?
Of course.
Yeah.
Like if we don't have anything, like we don't write. Maybe it's quiet for like 5-6 weeks, and then something pops up that you have to like process, and then you write a song. So I guess that's why our albums take a little bit of time, because we don't want to put anything out there that's not like real.
Is there ever like that awkward moment where it's been like 3 months and you're like, dude, come on. Things
I'm looking at Victor like, dude, come on. Can you pop a topic? No.
Yeah. Things are going too well in our life.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to hear a song about that.
No. Let's fuck something up.
I talked a little bit about David. He was educating me on Lift, which is basically like a Swedish nicotine chewing tobacco and stuff. And we it seems like Sweden is really obsessed with finding the healthiest way to be unhealthy.
Yes.
And
that's actually true.
Yeah. And I mean, your country's reputation is always like, America's always like, oh man, they figured it out. They're so advanced. We're still like rolling our own cigarettes and like, rubbing sticks to light them. We're like, oh, they got a lighter that's a laser. Sweden, wow. What do you think it is about your country and your culture that is so like kind of cutting edge? I mean, David literally showed me it's a Lift thing, which if you chew chewing tobacco, like Skoal in Copenhagen. In America, basically what you have is you have a can with the tobacco in there, you stick it in your mouth and you spit like in a water bottle, and then you leave the water bottle around until your buddy drinks it or something, like, or you just spit on the ground.
So gross.
Like filthy animals. In Sweden, they have a thing called Lift, which is like it's almost like a Skoal Bandit, like a little patch. You put it in your mouth, and then when you're done with it, the container actually has a container to put your used one so you don't throw it on the ground like an animal. I mean, like just something that small is so symbolic of kind of the logic and where you guys are at. Like what is in the water, what is going on, is the education system.
That. But I guess that's good, not throwing stuff on the ground.
Yeah, that's where we're at. You guys need to come live with me for like a month. You're like, oh my God. What's California? What's wrong with these people?
But what was the question about, like, what's in the water?
Or
Like,
just kind of, I mean, I don't know. Like, it just seems like, I mean, just look at your purse or whatever that is. Like, show that to the camera. I mean, just that in itself seems something like I need that. I don't
that's
even know
where I
what's.
keep my snooze.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know what that is, but it's like that. It's not like obtrusive. It's just kind of seems like it's very practical. It fits. It's fashionable. It's functional.
Well, thanks.
Like just that. Like
I'm a
that's
functional and fashionable person.
Yes. You're an adult. That's what means an adult. That's an adult, right?
Yeah, but I think like Sweden, like some people say, especially about music, like is there something in the water? Like what's going on? Why do you invent Spotify? Why do you invent like healthier options? I just think we have too much time on our hands. No, I'm just kidding.
Is that what it is?
But I think that we actually have, I mean, we're marinated in socialism, and like we pay a lot of taxes, and the taxes come back. Like music schools, like music education is free. Like I think that Swedish people are a little bit more free to actually go for their, like, dare to go for their dreams, because there is a social security net. Like you don't have to choose that you want to become a lawyer in like college, and then just that's your path.
Yeah.
Because you can try out a little bit of things, and especially like music. Like I wouldn't have been able to go and get guitar lessons from like, or piano lessons or singing lessons when I was a kid, because we didn't have those financial resources, but it's provided by the government.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Do you think it's
a little bit about Sweden there.
I think that's why you guys seem so relaxed. I mean, do you find like when you come to America, we seem stressed out, like we seem a little like on edge?
Some people.
Some people? She's like, I'm not gonna make that comment, dude. We got a break here. Come on.
I mean, we love being here.
We love America.
Yes, America, number one country. Woo.
Woo, woo, woo.
Well, I want to thank you guys for taking some time out, hanging out, teaching us a little bit about Sweden, telling us a little bit about the history of the band, and a little bit about your personal life and your personal story. I mean, I think that's pretty incredible. And I wish you guys continued success, and just thanks for hanging out. You guys are awesome.
Thank you so much.
Smith and Thell, everyone, put your hands together.